A few weeks ago, I had a commenter say, "Why even make this video?" And I felt like it was a fair question. I mean, maybe it's not something I would have said, but it's a fair question. Why in the world make this, especially since it was just some thing that I was doing that wasn't necessarily a completed project or some impressive thing? And the reason is my ambition. Whether it was my days in youth ministry, my days as a college faculty member, and all the other, some of them pretty crazy jobs I've had, this has been my ambition. And it is the main focus of the reason why I'm trying to do woodworking now. And it's a bit counterintuitive, I understand, for me to say that's my ambition in sharing videos when we hear this passage. But in fact, when I was in ministry, when I was teaching college, people were kind of stuck with me. And some of them could choose, okay, I'm going to go somewhere else, or I'm going to take a class from a different instructor or whatever, but they were kind of stuck. And the thing I like about doing YouTube videos is that everybody's welcome and nobody has to stay. Everybody's welcome and nobody is forced to listen. And so it goes, I think, very well with this idea that is the ambition that I have for, I hope, the rest of my life here on earth. It's from 1 Thessalonians 4. Make it your ambition to lead a quiet life, to mind your own business, and to work with your hands. Just as we told you, so that your daily life may win the respect of outsiders, and so that you will not be dependent on anybody. And that is my primary hope, is that I can do this and eventually make it to where I can provide for myself, especially as I get older. Now, winning the respect of outsiders, that's not all up to me. So I'm just going to do my best. And I sure do appreciate everybody that has joined in, subscribed, and anybody takes time to watch the videos and to generously share a comment. Even if I get comments that are, let's say, not intentionally kind. Although I think maybe I've only had maybe one or two of those so far. Supposedly you're not really legit until you've gotten some negative comments. But even those, it's an act of generosity to share something. Now, there may be other motives involved as well, but I value it and I appreciate it. And it might seem like a small goal, but in my life and my faith, it's about the biggest ambition that there is. It's one of the few places where we're told to have an ambition, and that is to lead a quiet life. And among other things, work with your hands, provide for yourself, and potentially that can be appreciated by others. And I sure do appreciate you, and I sure do appreciate the chance to share, and I appreciate the chance to try to walk in this wisdom to the best of my ability. Thanks for watching. It has been a while since I've done this, and I'm really glad that I took some time. These are the new, supposed to be, there's more than enough here. This is going, hopefully, to be the uprights for the CD shelf system that I'm supposed to be installing, and I wish I had this done for my friend already. But these boards, I have learned a lot about trying to use my saw to the best of my ability to get flat, straight boards out of salvage pallet wood 2x4s. And there's some tiny gaps, but that is jointed about as well as I could ever hope to do with the equipment that I've got and at my level of experience. Let's look at them. They're not ever going to be like this, but let's look at them wide ways and see what it looks like. Here are the longest ones, and there's a bit of air there, but I'm very happy with how that turned out. And here are the shorter pieces. Now there's some air there, little bit maybe up there, but these have flattened out and very nicely. Now there could be a bit of a warp still in some of them, so I'm going to pick and choose and try to get the very best ones for these uprights. The next thing will be to measure off the shelf distances and measure off the shelf widths and mark them to run this time I'm going to try and run, wow, I'm a little more dust covered than I thought I might be. This time I'm going to try to run the dados with the router and try to get exactly 1 inch in with the router and try to get a very snug fit so that these shelves will go together the way they're intended to. I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap on the shelves for the tallest CD case that I have that is not a multi-pack. Those are sometimes as much as 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch higher. So going to try to take the pack and get it as compact as possible, no pun intended, and then also snug. And I was having trouble getting anything done today, and I really feel blessed and grateful that these boards have turned out this way, and I took the time to do it. And speaking of boards, I've got the shelves, and they are not, I'm not going to say that they're perfectly straight, but they're much better than the one here that is all wonky right there. So I've got the shelves I need in longer than the distance I need, and I plan to put a bull nose, like a 1/4 inch round over on the fronts of each of these, but I'm probably going to do that later when I'm actually laid them out and see that they fit and fit snugly and all of that.